This is episode 5 of How to Be Magnificent. Now, one of the key things for me about being magnificent is resilience, is being able to be strong, is being able to recognize that life's going to knock you back a bit sometimes. Sometimes the shit's going to happen, but you've got to be able to be strong, and you've got to be able to say to yourself as a teenager, do you know what? I know I'm going through some really tough stuff, and I know it can really be bad, but I've got to dig in there a bit. And one of the things I notice as a keen user of social media, like I'm on Facebook, I'm on Twitter, I'm on Tumblr, YouTube, is the amount of times I see some really negative self-talk by teenagers, be they male or female, with that little thing. Parents are always asking me, what does FML mean, Dave? And I just say, go on Urban Dictionary and go and find out for yourself. And the reality is a lot of people do feel that their life is worthless and it's not really worth much and they feel really down. And I'm not saying you shouldn't have bad days or you shouldn't have down days, but I want you to really think about whether your life is really that bad. And there's 3 things. I always go with 3 things I want you to recognize. First and foremost, as a teenager, change is going to happen. You change as an individual, okay? Your emotions are going to change. The values that you had when you were smaller, some of them may even change. Your friendship circles may change. The relationship that you have with your parents or your other friends, those things will change because you as an individual are changing. Change is inevitable. It will always happen. How we cope with that change is a different matter altogether. So don't worry about the fact that change is going to happen. Sometimes stuff's going to happen that's really horrible. I tell people all the time, I remember, I grew up and there are some young people that I grew up, well, I say young, I'm older now, but some people that I grew up with who are no longer living. That hurt. One of my best friends died when I was, 16. He died in a car accident. That broke me. That really hurt me. But I realized in order to be able to go forward and be able to move forward in my life, you've got to be able to embrace change and realize that sometimes stuff will happen, but you've got to be strong. In the moment, it's going to be difficult, but I don't want you to just hold on to the bad stuff. Look back and think about the stuff that you have learned from, and that makes you stronger. The second point I'm going to say to you is be grateful. Now, no matter how bad you think life is you have to be really grateful. Now, as an international speaker, I've traveled. I've been to many different places all over the world, and I've been to places which have been affluent, and I've also been to places where people are living not even on the breadline, they're living below the breadline. There are places where I've been to, and I remember when I was younger as well, we used to go out and we used to do the homeless runs, and we used to go to places like King's Cross in London and under the Arches in Waterloo and different places to feed people who were homeless who didn't have any home. And there were times, I'm not going to lie, I left there, I was crying because I was thinking, do you know what? I'll be complaining about the stuff that I have. I'll be complaining about my parents getting on my nerves, but do you know what? These guys depended on this warm meal that I had to bring to them each day. And one of the things I learned from that when I was young was to be really grateful and start to write down the things that I'm happy for. Yeah, you know what? Sometimes life does stink. And sometimes some horrible stuff does happen. And I don't know what your background is. And I don't know what all kind of dramas are going on at home with your parents or your carers or, wherever you are. I don't know. But there are things that we can be grateful for. So start to write them down. Write down what are you grateful about in life. And share it with other people. And celebrate it. Use social media. Use Tumblr. Use Twitter, use Facebook to celebrate those things that you really are grateful for. It could be life, it could be health, it could be the fact that you've got friends around or family, you're in a relationship. Be grateful and write those things down. And the last one I'm going to say to you is about your success, okay? Now, I want you to write down everything that you've done that you're proud of. Everything that you've done that you're proud of. So it could be you won a swimming certificate or a cycling proficiency. You could be the first person in your family who's done GCSEs or A-levels or BTEC going on to college. You may have learned to master a second language. You might have been able to be really good at the yo-yo. You might have gone and, you started dating somebody. I don't know what it was. But put down all the things that you have been successful at, okay? And remember those times when you were really happy? Remember a day or a moment when you felt really on top of the world? Write that down. And feel that energy that you had at that point in time and see if you can bottle it up. Write it down. And whenever you feel like, FML, and that's what you want to write down, think back about those times and those moments when you were really successful, when you had done something really good, and celebrate that and be happy. Life's not that bad. Yes, it does have some, some horrible curves and twists, and we learn from them. But celebrate the good times as well. Okay? Until next time, Dave McQueen. Peace out.